This is a message for the president of Zimbabwe. This is all I have to say. for my own security. I'm not involved. I don't know him.
You know what?
I don't know you.
Hi guys, welcome back to Pillow Talk, and we are shooting live from Portugal. And we are here to introduce to you a fantastic topic for all our single ladies and our single gents, divorced, widowed, whatever it is. We are here to talk about long distance relationships and finding love outside the borders of your normal horizons. Long distance relationships. Long distance relationships.
How long?
I mean, I have to say it slowly. Long distance relationships.
Right. Do they work?
You guys requested us to do this, and I will answer it in a very simple way that I think works, which they do work. 110%. They do work, long distance relationships. Now guys, don't be so caught up in listening to people's relationships, their experience in relationships, the point that you lose yourself in your own relationship. Now remember, long distance relationship, it does not mean just because your partner is, further away, it does not mean that the two cannot become one. We were explaining the other time that you and me, I was born in Harare, in Paranayatka Hospital. You were born in Timbuktu, but God managed to put us together. Distance does not stop God from, manifesting and doing his work when it comes to the institution of marriage.
So in other words, you're saying that distance does not stop love
No.
from being love.
Especially nowadays. I mean, you got FaceTime, you got Skype, you've got Instagram. Distance does not stop you from being in love. I mean, you can still, FaceTime and show him all you got, and, you can still have the
So
good
are you
time.
saying that, so is it much easier than in the modern day because you've got all the technology, all the social media, then you can easily
Absolutely.
communicate than it was
Absolutely.
back in the days where you had to write a letter, wait 2 weeks for the letter to come back.
Wait for the dove to arrive, and then wait for the dove to get back.
But still on the set now, how do you deal with anxiety? How do you deal with when you don't know what your partner is doing?
You have to trust yourself. I have to trust you as my partner. So no matter what you do in long distance relationship, you have to trust your relationship and trust the God that founds that relationship.
Right.
Trust them.
Right.
Trust God.
So the bottom line that they have to be trust in that relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Just talking to the single guys, and now sometimes so difficult to find somebody you love or somebody you trust. But from my life experience, I'll share with you a couple of things. Number one, love is not restricted to nationality or to culture, or some might say religion, because even in the Bible it says if you marry somebody who's not a believer, but because they're a believer, when you marry them they become righteous. So number one, find somebody you're attracted to before everything, because you might love the way their spirit or their personality, but if you're not attracted to them, you're going to look somewhere else for love, or someone else you desire to be with. So number one, find somebody you're attracted to. Number two, find somebody you can mirror their personality and their character and things they like, things they dislike, so that you can be compatible. That's number two. Then number three, if you're saying that you're somebody who's religious or who goes to church, find somebody who follows what you believe, so that the two of you can gel and agree, because the most important thing in a relationship is agreement. And as a man, you need to find somebody who can agree with your values, because when you're raising children, you don't want to raise the children divided. So even when you're looking for a partner, a wife, don't just look at somebody beautiful. It sounds like I'm contradicting myself here, but I'm not really. But look for somebody long-term wise. Said, you know what? This person will be a great mother. This person will be a great mother. This person will be a great business partner. So you're kind of like looking ahead. It's kind of like a long-term investment. I don't know what you think on the women perspective or man perspective.
I mean, you've got the right concepts there. I like what you've said. Obviously you have to make sure that you find somebody who you're attracted to. But I just want to throw something out there, guys. I mean, sometimes what you're attracted to is not always good for you. Okay, sometimes I might be attracted to this chair right here, but this chair could be really old, and I could be attracted to this chair because that's all I can see and know. So don't forget that when it comes to attraction, sometimes it's good to explore. Go out the horizon, find different destinations. I mean, learn about different cultures. Guys, the world is your playground, okay? Go out there. I mean, I love the world that we're in right now, 21st century. We have things like, TripAdvisor. Google it. TripAdvisor, what does it say about a certain country in Mexico? Google, I mean, now they've all these sorts of sites, obviously which are bad and whatnot, but they've also got very good sites where you can find, if you're into exotic women,
Christian singles.
Oh yeah, christianmingle.com. It's all out there. Don't restrict yourself. Don't be narrow-minded when it comes to being in a relationship. Don't focus on just, this because this is what I know. I'm going to stick to this because this is what I know. Guys, sometimes love is beautiful because it's about taking one completely different person, joining them with another completely different person, and merging the two together to make a beautiful cake, a beautiful, exotic relationships that's not boring. I mean, if we both come from the same country and we both speak the same language and we both believe the same things, it just becomes stale and boring. So I wouldn't want to date a guy who's just straight-minded. So I don't know. I agree definitely, and I support what you're saying. 110%.
Good news.
How have you guys found dating as Christians in the 21st century?
Do you know what? I really want to lie on camera, but I'm not allowed to lie. Am I allowed to lie, Mr. Producer? No, I can't lie. Okay, he's nodded his head. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, guys. I want to be truthful and honest. It's difficult, okay? There's a lot of things that the Bible says you have to do that in the 21st century we find difficult to abide by. And not saying I'm condoning anything here, but I'm just saying how we found it, okay? So don't quote me here. I'm just saying how we found it. So certain things like, back in the day, I guess it was easier because obviously, you probably saw each other once. I mean, we saw each other all the time. You were able to travel. I was in Birmingham, he was in Manchester. You were able to travel and see me. However, in all of that, it was difficult because obviously you're a child, you're still staying in your parents' house, you still have to abide by 6 o'clock, you have to be in the house. And half of the time, I'm not quite sure where the relationship is going because he's all the way far in Manchester. I don't know whether he had 10 girlfriends or not. He doesn't know whether I have 5 boyfriends or not. Jesus. I mean, as much as we both wanted to be in the same city, praying together and all that stuff doesn't happen. When you say, a praying couple is, yes, you want to be praying. Yes, we wanted to be praying.
On the phone.
We did, but it took time.
We did pray on the phone. I think, just to say on that, it's a bit difficult as Christians, as believers, I think, because it's like everywhere you look, every relationship is portrayed with sex. And you guys, turn out to be, celibates, turn out, like, hold your faith and everything, but everywhere you look, they're just selling sex. It's like, how can you be together for like so long
and not do it?
And you're like, but what Bible says? And everyone like, yeah, but your Bible is old. I'm like, yeah, but I remember
you didn't kiss me for 2 years. I remember thinking he was gay. At this point, I thought, this guy is gay. He's 100% 10 gay. The day when he did finally kiss me after 2 years of dating, I was like, so what was the excitement about? This is the thing, you want to so what was that all about?
It gets better and
definitely.
It gets easier as time goes on, because the more I know you and the more you know me, it becomes easier because we can share our faith together. But I think at the beginning, because you're kind of shy to really reveal yourself and who you are and what you believe into, because sometimes if you say, oh, I won't have sex before I get married, everyone just look at you like,
are you gay?
Are you gay?
After dating, how long should you wait to get married?
I'm gonna let you answer this one first. So I'm curious.
Right. If you love each other, right? If you love each other and you know that you want to be together, you can meet today, then after 7 days get married. You can, if everything is that, there is no point of waiting, because people will change. They've realized that your body changes every 6 months. So after 6 months, you've got a new body, new cells and everything. So your partner probably has changed every 6 months. So if you love them, you want to be with them, you trust them, marry them. You were working, you've got a house, you've got the provision to do so, do it. And that's it. That's my answer.
Well, I don't believe that. I believe you should wait a little bit. I believe once you start dating, get to know each other. Because sometimes when you rush, you might, there's this hormones are going through, and I'm feeling all hot and bothered.
When you know.
But then I could know right now, and then tomorrow it could be totally different thing. So I feel you should wait. I feel you should wait at least 2 years. Maximum you should wait is 2 years. When you've known somebody and dated them, at least you give yourself a year to go through that phase where you're kind of shy, not knowing exactly where you're going. The second year, you're kind of like buddies now. You're used to each other. Then from there you can then now start thinking, okay, can I actually live with this person? Because after 7 days, you don't know whether you can actually live with that person. Wait 2 years if you're about 18, 19, 20. If you're 30, my friend, the next day you meet him tomorrow, get married. For me, once you reach 30, if you're a guy, you're not married, your clock is going. And for a lady, once you reach 25, your clock is going, because obviously, the things that will happen with marriage, you have to have children, you have to plan for a house, all those things that people don't think about before, okay? So I feel the last age you should wait to get married, for women 25, for guys 30, and once you start dating, 2 years maximum.
So how old should you start dating then?
Start dating 12 years old, I don't care. I don't care.
So is it better than to date younger so that you give yourself enough time to know each other?
Of course. I don't care whether you start dating 12, 6, just as long as you know by the time you reach a certain point, you have to have achieved certain things. Because if you think about it, when you're 30, you have your first child. At 35, when you're 40, you'll be granddad taking your children to school. So you have to think about all these things, put things into perspective. So I don't know. It's interesting. I want to know what people think. Comment section, inbox us and tell us what you think. What's the last age you should be dating, and how long should you be dating for before you get married? So thank you so much for watching us, guys. We love and appreciate you all over around the world. We appreciate all your comments and your feedback. We always do a pledge after, but I guess I'm going to have to change this one up, because obviously we're talking to those who are not yet married. To the singles. I love being single. Being single is brilliant. So I guess all I can say to all my single girls who are watching, and my single gents, be patient, love yourself, love God, and forget the rest.
I just want to pray for you before we go, that God gives you a great husband or a great wife, that God gives you the wisdom to choose the right person that you love. May God bless you financially, physically, and spiritually. Till we meet again, we love you, we appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Bye.